Hi everyone, my name is Martasia Gibbs and I'm the owner of Mocha Boutique, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about goals, setting those goals and achieving those goals. Make sure those goals turn into sales for your small business, okay? Before we get into it, please click that subscribe button below and make sure you like and leave me some comments. All right, so goal setting. Oh my gosh, goal setting can be extremely fun. If you haven't set goals yet, you want to make sure that you start doing that. Something I've learned in my first year of business is you're not gonna go too far if you don't really set goals, because then you're just kind of making a little bit of money. You just see the money and then you're not realistically kind of setting aside or doing other things with it. You're just like, oh, I'm making some money. So setting goals is really gonna help you get further than what you think you will get. Okay, to create an effective goal, it starts with SMART goals. Okay, so you want to make sure that your goals are SMART goals. That means that they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So specific meaning that you have a direct target, or you have a specific target. Measurable, an idea of measurable meaning that you kind of like want to increase sales, or you want to start a savings account, or you want to start monthly pay. Okay, attainable meaning a goal should be challenging, right? It should be challenging, it should be pushing you to do more, but it should still be achievable. You don't want to push yourself to something that you know you can't achieve within that month or that week or that day or that year. You want to make sure that your goal is also relevant. So relevant meaning it's aligned with your long-term goal. You should always, for your business, have long-term and short-term goals. And so you want to make sure that your smaller goals are relevant to the long-term goal. Another thing is time bound. Okay, so you have to be specific with the time. You have to measure the time in which you want to achieve that goal. If you aren't doing SMART goals, then your goals are backwards and you're gonna be falling for the okie doke every single time that you think that you're achieving something, because your goals aren't realistic. Okay, to give you a better example of a goal for me at Mocha is I want to make $5,000 minimum for my September gross profit. Okay, I made sure it's specific. I'm telling you exactly what I want to do. It is measurable. I can measure this goal. It is attainable. It's relevant to my long-term goal of Mocha, and it's time bound. I've given you all of those things. I told you in September, I told you that I want it to be my gross profit of my store. I told you how much, which is a $5,000. And that's just the minimum. So I gave you all of that in my goal setting. Okay, so one thing that you're gonna learn about making goals is you can watch me, you can watch anybody on YouTube, you can go look on Instagram, Twitter, any other social network, you go to seminars, you can watch people talk about goal setting all day. It's not gonna be realistic. It is not gonna work for you if your goals are not tailored to you. Your goals have to be personable. They have to be for you as a person in your business. What I do for my business and for Mocha, it may not work for you in your business over there, okay? Or what that person does for their business, it may not work for me, or it may work for me. But you have to make your goals realistic to you, because everybody's in a different pace with their stores, okay? So for me personally, I have an online store. So what I like to do with my online store is, because I'm doing everything online, I ain't gotta go nowhere. I try to set goals that I know will help me turn over my conversion rate. So turnover, these new people coming to my website, these new people checking me out on social media, and actually making sure that those people end up becoming customers, and that's another sale for me. So those are that is one of my biggest goals, and that is one of the biggest things that I continue to achieve daily, monthly, quarterly, year. Next thing, so there's different types of goals that you want to set. Typically, you always hear short-term and long-term goals, especially with school, or especially just with like life planning and things of that nature. But with business, it's a bit different, okay? Make sure you're taking notes. So there are daily goals that you want to set, right? Like, I want to make a goal today. There are weekly goals. Then you have monthly goals, quarterly goals, and yearly goals. Okay, so if you don't know what quarterly goals is same thing as your finances when you're paying taxes quarterly. 3 months is a quarter. January, February, March, that's a quarter. There are 4 quarters in a year. Okay, so you have to break it down. So if you're not up to date with finances, I definitely recommend doing that. But as long as you're up to date with your finances and you're staying on things quarterly, it's definitely going to help you. And those quarterly goals are really good for your finances part of your business. So when you're thinking about payroll, when you think about inventory, you think about reinvesting, when you're realizing, okay, well, I spent this much on my marketing or my Facebook ads or my Instagram ads or different things of that nature, or getting promotions, or my brand ambassadors, I paid them this much. So those quarterly goals are really going to align with your finance goals. And it's going to be very, very, very helpful. But yeah, so there's those 5 different types of goals, and you can pick and choose which one in a sense you really want to work with. I feel like daily goals are good for smaller things, but until you're like a really, really, really big business, you kind of feel like, well, what daily goals I'm gonna set? That doesn't make sense. You wrong right there. A daily goal does not have to not even just a daily goal. Any type of goal does not always have to be finance. Your goals can be other things as well. And some of the best things to work with as a new business or a small business is promotion, networking, and marketing. Those 3 right there: networking, promotion, and marketing. Again, let me say it again: networking, promotion, and marketing. Those 3 are going to be your best. They're going to be like your best friend. They're going to help you turn those conversion rates over to actually getting sales. So those are the type of goals that you can set daily. So with my marketing, I'm going to spend an hour today on my marketing, or I'm going to spend 30 minutes today on my marketing, because that's realistic for me. So just make sure when you are going about setting those different types of goals from the 5 different ranges, make sure that you're not just thinking, oh, it has to be finance. It has to be, I have to get a sale. For me with Mocha, I don't always say my goals are I have to get a sale. A lot of the times with my goals, I'm wanting to get more, I want to get just more views on social media. I like to get more views because then they'll actually click onto my site, which can eventually turn into a sale. I want people to know about my brand. That is something that a lot of people fail to realize, is you'll get more customers, you'll get more sales the more that people know about your brand. People aren't shopping there because they don't know who you are. Like, people may want affordable lingerie, but they may not shop with Mocha because they don't know Mocha exists. You have to realize there's 7 billion people on this earth. So you got to do a lot of marketing, okay? You got to do a whole bunch of marketing and promotion and networking with the right people, so that way people can become aware of your brand. So based off of those different types of goals, one thing that you're going to want to remember from this video is, again, everything does have to be personable to you and your business and what you're trying to achieve with your business. Ways that you can achieve those are making sure that you have a planner. So me, this is my book. I got it at where did I get it? At Ross or Marshalls or something like that. It's my favorite. I use this for my personal life, for school, business, all that. Like, cause I like everything in one set. But a planner is definitely helpful with goals because you can write them down. A calendar. I love my calendar. I use my calendar. I use a digital calendar. I use my calendar on Google, and I love it. I also, in the past, have had like a large calendar that I like put in my room if there was a really big thing that I'm like working up towards. So like my launch, the launch of my store. Like, I had my calendar. I was like, oh my God, June 8th, 2018. I put it right there in the calendar. I'm like, I'm working towards this. This is going to be the best thing ever. You know, like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. But outside of the planner and the calendar, you have to remember there is a difference between written goals and digital goals, in a sense, or just like using written things and digital things. So like I said, I like to write in my planner, and things of that nature, but I do not use a written schedule or like that type of planner. I buy them and never use them. A lot of people buy planners and never use them. Like, I don't go in day by day and say, okay, I'm gonna have a meeting at this time, or I'm gonna do this at that time. No, I use, so when I'm saying planner, they do have planners that's more so just like a notebook, okay? So a notebook may be a better term. So I use a notebook and I write everything out, like everything. Every meeting I go to, I write every little detail, everything that I need to remember, and I go back to my planner and I'm making sure that I'm achieving the goals that I'm setting for myself. Versus digital, I love Google, like Google Business. I love everything about it. I love using Google Forms, Google Docs, Google Excel sheet, everything for Google. I love it, like voice, email, all that. So I use Google with the calendar and things of that nature, and that helps me set my goals. It helps me set reminders for myself, and using both ways, the written and the digital, it definitely helps me personally achieve a little bit more. So that's something that you can do. If you're looking for planners, you can always look on Amazon. I do not recommend Amazon though. I highly recommend just going to a local store, or go support a small business, another small business that you know. But when you go to like somewhere like Marshall's or Ross or Target, Walmart, the dollar store got everything for $1. That's where you should be at. But when you go to one of those stores like that, they're gonna have really cute notebooks and different planners. They're gonna have them designed and things of that nature. Like for me personally, I'm not going to spend over $7-8 for a planner, like, or a notebook. That doesn't make sense to me. That's just a waste of money in my opinion. Like, I'm not spending that much for a planner, but to each his own. But I do highly recommend getting them and writing down your goals. If you're someone who needs like chart paper or poster paper, you can definitely get that from the dollar store. They have everything for $1. But you want to make sure that your goals is written down just as much as it is digital. And another thing with writing down your goals, you got to understand there's a difference between public and private. So everything is not for the public. Everything you do with your business is not meant for everybody to know. Like, I know it's so cool when you get on Twitter and you see people make $100,000 in like 10 minutes, or you see people making $10,000 in like 3 minutes. Oh my God, this person they sold out in like 30 seconds. Like, cool, congrats. Like, you want to congratulate another business. But for you personally, you don't have to always put that on social media. Like, you can, don't get me wrong. Like, for me personally with Mocha, like, I definitely love to celebrate my accomplishments that I feel like need to be celebrated in a public aspect. But not everything needs to be on social media. Most businesses, you'll never see them. You don't see Victoria's Secret going on social media and saying, oh my God, we just made $1 billion today. Like, it's nobody's business. Or you don't go and you don't see Victoria's Secret doing that. You don't see Fashion Nova doing that. You don't see Fenty Beauty and Rihanna with none of her products going to say, oh my God, I just made such and such today. So don't feel like you have to compete with other people doing that for their business. You want to congratulate them and celebrate them because that's how they felt that they wanted to celebrate, which is a beautiful thing. But don't feel the pressure to have to do that. And for you personally, you want to make sure that you know the difference between that public and that private. So something that's a private goal in a sense would be like, if you're relaunching your business, so if you're rebranding and you're about to relaunch your business and that relaunching period takes 6 months, the perfect time to start publicly telling people about your relaunch will definitely be like a month or 2 out, depending on how much marketing and promotional materials you have. So if you have a lot of videos and photos and things that you can put up to reel people in, you could go out for 2 months. But like a month, that's really it. But that's something that you can publicly put out because you want people to know that your business is relaunching. Another public goal that you could put out is, I've been working all year and I finally hit my goal of having 200 people subscribe to my newsletter. Or I've been working and I finally hit my goal of making $5,000, blah, 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 blah. Some goals are things that you can't put public, but again, it's up to personal preference. Just realize that there's a difference, because the more that you put in the social media aspect, the more people are going to think, oh my God, Mocha making millions of dollars. I'm a small business. I'm a new business. I'm still growing. Like, my finances is none of your business, as I have to pay bills. I have payroll. I have other things that I have to pay for. It's not just what you see on social media. So there's that. And then also, if you're doing design or certain things, you don't want nobody to steal your design. Like, imagine putting out a design and saying, oh my God, it's coming soon, December 31st of 2020. Like, we're in September. Another business that's already created could see your design, like your design, steal it just like that. It's gone. It's coming out December 31st, but somebody done already put it out. And now by the time you put it out, people might be thinking you stealing from them because they're a larger business and they had the money and the means and the time to get it done quicker than you. So just certain things you may not want to put out, especially if, you don't own your name, you're not owning anything, there's no patents, nothing, so you just want to make sure that you are differentiating between the public and the private goals. Another thing is rewarding yourself. So when I achieve a goal, one of my favorite things, chocolate. I love it. That's like one of my favorite goals is eating my favorite snack, eating my favorite food. Cause like, yes, I just achieved a goal. But you have to reward yourself You know, it's not always all business and no play. You got to have some play. So just make sure that you are rewarding yourself when you are doing things for your business. You want to have something. Another way, honestly, to reward yourself would be to reinvesting into something new that you want to do with your business. Some people don't think about that as a reward. So in a sense, with Mocha, I started selling just lingerie, and my original name was Mocha Lingerie. And I reached one of my first few goals in my first few months, and I was like, oh, I want to expand out and I want to sell something that's not lingerie. And I was like, okay, let me use the goal that I achieved. Now that I've achieved that goal, let me go ahead and invest into this next thing that I want to do and see how that works. And that way you can start to expand and grow your business. So some ladies, they sell hair. Then they start to sell hair and then bonnets, and then they start to sell lashes, and then they just grow from there. So you want your business to grow and expand. So if you are hitting some of your target goals and you're like, ooh, you know what, this time I'm gonna reward myself. I'm gonna take those $50, those $100, that $1,000, whatever, and I'm gonna invest it into this new product and see how that works out and see what people are thinking about that. So please make sure that you are rewarding yourself when you're setting your goals, okay? The last thing I want to kind of leave you guys off with is it starts by daily planning, okay? Every day as a business, you should be reviewing your business. So at the end of the day, I typically look at my analytics on Shopify because that's the e-commerce site I'm using for my website. But I look at my analytics and I see what I've done today versus yesterday, or what I've done this week versus last week. It definitely gives you a greater aspect the longer your business has been open, because you can start to look weekly, monthly, quarterly, not just versus day by day. But I look at things daily and I say, okay, well, I didn't achieve this goal today, or I didn't get to achieve that, but what can I do to achieve it tomorrow? What can I do to achieve it next week? So daily planning and realizing what you're failing at. So if you feel like you're not doing enough promotion, make more time for promotion. If you need more marketing, do more marketing. If you need to get an ambassador, get an ambassador. If you realize, okay, it's just I'm not getting the products out in enough time, my shipping is delayed, go ahead and work on your shipping, okay? Maybe hire a volunteer or hire a personnel to actually help you with your shipping. You have to figure out day by day what you need to work and grow on. And when you're working day by day, that should always lead up to a large goal. If you're just working day by day with small goals and you're not leading up to a large goal, that makes no sense. Like, a large goal for me is I want to make my first $100,000 with my boutique. That's a large goal. That's what I'm working with. Every small goal that I set, it's achieving that large goal. And then once I hit that $100,000, guess what? I'm gonna set an even bigger goal. So you want to set goals that are realistic for you. So $100,000 for me right now, that's a realistic goal for me in my business. Last year, it may have just been $50,000 or $10,000 or $5,000, whatever your business is doing, you want to make it realistic to you. It's not realistic to what you see on social media or other places for other businesses, because all those businesses had to put in the work and the time to get there. So don't get overwhelmed by looking on other social media. Remember, your daily goals that you're setting every single day, or that you're going back through your daily planning, it should lead up to that big goal. However, do not, okay, and I repeat, do not change your goal in the middle of your goal, okay? I don't think that the people in the back heard me say that loud enough. Do not change your goal in the middle of your goal. Like, some of y'all may be confused, but what I mean is, okay, in the beginning, I told you guys, I want to make $5,000 minimum for my September gross profit for Mocha. In the middle of September, say I made $10,000. I'm not going to change the goal and say, oh, I want to make 15. What? No, I just achieved my goal. That's really it. I achieved my goal. Can I create a new goal? Yeah, but I achieved this goal. And a big reason why y'all want to do that is because I say I want to make $5,000 this month. Say I reached the goal, right? Say I made $5,100. Boom. I made the goal. Next month, I may be like, oh, I made 5,000. Let me make 10. What? No, that doesn't even make sense. So when you're setting a goal, please don't change up in the middle, because what happens is then you can't realistically look back and see what goals you have achieved and what goals you haven't achieved and what you want to continue to challenge yourself to do. So when you set those goals, please stick to the goal that you are setting. Don't think, oh my God, I gotta change it up. No, just stick to where you're at. You should be thankful and you should be happy when you are achieving a goal or when you're succeeding at a goal. Don't take it as, oh my God, I need to change it. Like, no. Like, I'm telling you from personal experience, that's one of the worst things that you can do, because then when you go back, honestly, when you go back and you're reflecting on your business and you're saying, okay, well, what goals did I achieve in January and the goals I achieved in February? If you're always changing the goal around in the middle, you're never going to get an accurate amount or accurate count of what your business is and is not doing to push yourself for the next goal, because you're just changing your goals up. Like, and you have to be serious. A business is not a hobby, it's a business. So if you're serious about your business and you're not just playing around and having a hobby and falling for the okie doke, then you're going to make sure that you set a goal, you achieve that goal, and then the next month you continue to push yourself a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. Okay, so that's really it for all of my goal tips. Okay, please make sure that you're saying SMART goals. That is to your business, that is personable. Do not set no goal based on nobody else's business that you see. You know, everybody works different ways, different stages. Everybody's business is different. However, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or comment them below, and I will respond to them as well. As far as goal setting, I will be dropping the links to some different blog posts that I think is very informational that will help you as well with your goal setting and that process for your small business. And I hope you all achieve your goals. See you next time. Please hit that subscribe button below. Make sure to like and leave me a comment and turn on your post notifications.